There's nothing that people enjoy more than waiting in line at the DMV only to be told that they don't help gay people. Well, apart from that, people also happen to love card tricks. So this is a clever card trick. But before we start here, I'm actually going to make a little bit of a prediction. So we're going to need a Post-it, something to write on. We're going to need something to write with. In this case, I'll use my my trusty knife. We'll use this knife here. And I'll tell you what, we're actually going to use the, let's write the, oh, shit. Oh, boy. Oh, man, this is going to hurt. But we'll just pull some blood out here. Oh, boy. This is, I do this for you guys. We'll see if we can actually use the knife to, no, it's not going to be good enough. Son of a bitch. I'll tell you what, we'll just make the blood disappear there. Yeah, that's cool. We'll use a pen. We'll use a pen to write the prediction here. And I'm going to write it here just for you. Just hot and fresh. Ready, like Little Caesar's pizza. Yeah, so there you go. That's my prediction. That's going to be for the future, sir. So I'll tell you what. You take the cards out of the box, and the spectator does this because they do as they are told. They're unintelligent and gay. So here, the spectator mixes up the cards however best they can, and you tell them to deal out 10 cards onto the table here. So they deal them out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you proceed to compliment them on how well they counted to 10, because you know how much of a difficult endeavor it was for them to accomplish that. So here, you tell the spectator the premise here is that they're going to mix the cards up in a way that's actually very random. And the way they're going to do this is that they're going to hold the cards under the table, and they're going to mix the cards up in the following manner. They're going to take 2 cards from the top, turn it face up, and cut the deck wherever it is that they want. And they could repeat this process however many times they want. So they're turning 2 cards over, giving the deck a cut, turning 2 cards over, giving the deck a cut. And you inform them that this leaves with a random amount of face up and face down cards here every single time. So you give the deck to the spectator underneath the table, and they proceed to do this. They cut the cards. Of course, they're doing this underneath the table so nobody sees. And then you ask for the cards under the table. They hand it to you, and you go, oh, by touch alone, I'm going to see if I could feel and see which one of these cards happens to be face up. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm feeling really confident about this. Oh, sorry, I touched you there. I'm not sorry. There are 5 cards that are face up. Yeah, I felt through my magical touch that 5 cards are face up. And of course, when you take the cards back out, you see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cards that are in fact face up. I'll do it again. I'll tell you what, we'll do this again. Take the cards, sir, underneath the table. The spectator takes the cards under the table, and they proceed to do the same sort of action here, flipping cards face up, face down, cutting the deck. They might be flipping cards in between each other. You never know. But ultimately, you take the cards back, and you say, I'm going to try to feel it this time. But you know what? Why don't you try to guess which cards are face up and which cards are face down? How about you try to guess how many? And the spectator gives you whatever number they think is appropriate. But really, they're going to be ultimately off. And you tell, you know what? I'm going to give you an option here, 4 or 6. How many cards do you think? Either 4 or 6. The spectator says 4, and you go, oh, you know what? Let's see if you're right. Let's see if you're right here, sir. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. And they go, what? Huh? How did that happen? We'll do this one last time, sir. One last time, because I feel like you don't believe me that I could do this. You did it, and now I'm going to do it once again here. And then they go through this process again, and then this time you take the cards back and say, oh, boy, I'm really feeling it here. I'm really feeling it here. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm going to say 5 cards, sir. I'm going to say 5. And then you take the cards out, and of course, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're impressed again. And you tell them, you know what? I'm actually lying to you. I can't actually feel cards up with my hand. I lied to you. See, what I was doing is, all of this was predicted far in advance, that you would actually leave that many cards face up and leave that many cards in the shuffle that you did. I'll prove it to you. Remember my prediction? See my prediction here. It says 5. Remember, you got 5 in the beginning. And then here we have a 4 and a 6, but I crossed out the 6. because I knew that you were gonna do 4, and then the last one you left 5 cards face up. So I am in fact a psychic capable of a psychic procedure. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wait, don't go. Here's how you do this amazing and clever card trick. Bob Hummer is not only the greatest name of all time, but is a magician that was well known for his mathematical tricks in the early 20th century, late 20th century, early 20th century. So here, Bob Hummer came up with this clever bit and ploy that is a phenomenally mathematical principle that I'm surely not going to explain. However, I am going to explain how to do it, not just what's going on. So here, you write the prediction down as follows. If you have 10 cards, this works with any even amount of cards. This works with 10 cards, 12 cards. This works with 13 cards plus 1. However many even this works. So in my example, I use 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So that's going to be my first prediction here. That's going to be always, it's always going to be 5, regardless of how they shuffle the cards in this procedure. When you do the thing that you have to do, it's always going to leave you with 5 face-up cards. I know it's magic. It fools me every time I do it, but you know what? I still do it anyways. Hit it right in the toilet, flush it down. Nobody's the wiser. The next prediction is going to be 1 less than this number and 1 more, because here in the second phase, you're going to do something that's going to change it up, but it's either always going to be 1 plus or 1 plus or 1 less than the actual initial prediction. And the way we cover this is by writing, here we have the first prediction of 5, here we have the first prediction of 4 and 6. We cross out the 6, because here at the end, we're going to do a clever ploy that's going to cover you regardless of whatever it is that either the spectator says in this phase here. So you write a 4, you get a 6, and you cross you cross out the 6. And then the last one is going to be 5, because we're going to do the same thing we did in the first one. And we're ready to go. So that's going to be your prediction here, assuming that we're using 10 cards. Let's do a little bit of a guessing game. If you had 12 cards here, how big would this number be? That's right. Half of 12 is 6. You're not a gay retard. Boy, you guys should hit the like button for not being a gay retard. Oh, man, nothing says I'm not a gay retard like hitting like buttons and subscribe if you haven't already. Pigcake.me, patreon.com/pigcake with 2 E's. Check out the shirts at Teespring. Oh boy, I'm dying. And if this was 12 cards, this number would be, that's right, a 5 and a 7. You guys catch on quick, but we're using 10 cards. So here, you're going to tell the spectator to go, and exactly in the performance here, they're going to go under the table, they're going to turn over the top 2 cards and give the deck a cut. They're going to do this as much as they want. And guess what? It doesn't matter. They could cut deep, they could cut high, they could even cut between cards, and it's not going to matter. Because ultimately, when you take the cards back under the table, all you're going to do is you're going to flip over every other card here. So you could do that in a couple different ways. You could do an out jog here for every other card like this, and flip this face up and put it on top, and you're ready to go. Or what you could do is you could deal 1 card to your hand and flip it over just like this. Deal 1 card to your hand and flip it over. Deal 1 card to your hand and flip it over. Deal 1 card to your hand, flip it over. Deal 1 card to your hand, and guess what? Flip it over. And what that accomplishes is that puts you in the exact situation that you need to be in. But of course, that isn't where we are here. So the spectator has just flipped over 2 and cut, flipped over 2 and cut, flipped over 2 and cut. They've done that as many times as they want. You take the cards back. You could deal 1, flip that one, deal another one. Flip the other one, deal another one, flip the other one, deal another one, flip the other one, deal another one, flip the other one. Of course, you're doing this underneath the table. And when you come out, or when you say, oh, there's 5 cards that are face up, of course there are, because of that little procedure you just did. There's always going to be 5 cards that go up. You see the hotness of this procedure? Bob Hummer, you are, oh boy, if you were here, I'd give you a Hummer. Not the car, not the car. So that's the first phase, and it's always going to be half of the total amount of cards that you have. It's a great little mathematical bit. It's amazing to do to yourself and to just see how it works out. and you could reverse that card however it is that you want. This is technically easier, but keep in mind you're not looking at your hands, so there's a possibility that you might have a card here sticking out when you take them out, and you're not aware of that. So I like the safe procedure of just doing it like this underneath the table. So that's the first phase. That is the first phase. The next phase, you're going to repeat it, but this time you're going to make one key difference. When you hand the cards under the table to the spectator, you're going to flip over the bottom card. You're going to flip it over just like that, not flip it over. You're going to flip it over. And then you hand it back to the spectator underneath the table. What they do is the same exact thing here. They're doing the exact same procedure they did in the first round. They're flipping 2 cards face up and cutting it. However, this time, when you reverse the cards, there's a possibility that it's either going to be one more than the prediction or one less than the prediction. So in this case, we have 6 cards. See, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the way I covered in this phase is that I have them guess. So when I take the cards back, I pretend to do my little feel-a-rooney here. I'm feeling the cards supposedly under the table, and I say, I'll tell you what, I'll see. You'll see. Let's see if you can intuit how many cards are face up. I'll give you a hint. It's either 4 or 6. Which one do you say? Of course, you don't know at this point. You know it's either going to be 4 or 6. So when you take the cards out and count them, if they're right, you have a moment there. That's amazing. If they're wrong, then of course you've blamed them, but you've told them from the beginning that it's either going to be 4 or 6, which subconsciously tells them that you already knew it's either 4 or 6. So you were just testing them. You see how you see the ingenuity here? And of course in the prediction, you're going to be good to go either way, because if there are 6 cards, you could say, look, I scratched on the 6, which says that I knew you were going to turn over 6 cards. If there are 4 cards that are face up, the 6 is crossed out, and you can just point attention to the fact that the 6 is crossed and the 4 is still free and free of any sort of marks. But of course, if there were 6 cards face up, you would say, oh, I marked the 6 as if that's a little check mark. That's your internal language, that you mark the 6 saying this is the one that they picked. So that is going to be your little out there at the end. But it's either going to be 4 or 6 cards every single time if you flip over that bottom card. So it makes it different than the first phase, which gives more of a reasoning to the spectator that this procedure that they're doing is truly randomizing the cards. Then you're going to go through and do this one last time. This time you're not going to modify anything. So they're going to flip the cards up. They're going to do this whole procedure again, over and over again. They're going to flip the cards. When you take them back, you're doing the exact same thing that you did in the previous 2 phases. You're going to flip this face up, and they're going to have 5 cards again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So then at this point, you could say that you've been lying this entire time. You really don't have the ability to feel face-up cards with your fingers. You can't tell the tactile difference. You actually could tell the future because you knew that the spectator was going to make those actions. You say, so remember the first one, you had 5 cards face up. The second one, I had you guess, and it just so happens that there were 4 or 6, whichever. You interpret this however it is that you want. And then the last one was 5 cards. And it also helps, by the way, just hot tip, if you have somebody remember how many cards. So if you say, you sir, do me a favor, remember how many cards here this person flipped up first. So then at the end, this is remembered by somebody, because it could happen that the spectator forgets what they were. See, they're just hot tips, hot performing tips here. So that's the trick. You got to thank Bob Hummer for that wonderful mathematical ploy. Thank you, sir. Again, if you were here, oh boy, you'd get it deep. You do things. I'm going to go figure out different ways to heal.
See you again when I see you again. 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 When I see you again.